Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump face off this week in the first presidential debate. Tune in to Areva Martin Out Loud, Thursday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for pre-debate analysis. And stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for the presidential debate at 6 p.m. Immediately following the debate, Areva Martin will moderate a roundtable panel of political experts and take your live phone calls only on KBLA Talk 1580. After Biden and Trump square off, we want you to sound off and tell us what you think. At KBLA Talk 1580, you can black talk us anytime.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
Don't you driving me insane, restless, heavy on my brain. You keep playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
If everyone around you says the sky is purple, would you say it's blue? A famous study was conducted by Dr. Solomon Ash that was designed to evaluate a person's likelihood to conform when pressured to do so. A group of participants were shown pictures with lines of different lengths and were asked which line was the longest. The thing is, only one person in each group was a real participant. The others were actors. Most of the actors were told to say the wrong answer. Almost every real participant agreed with the majority, even when they knew they were giving the wrong answer. This study shows the temptation we experience to conform in group situations. It shows that people tend to care more about fitting in than thinking for themselves.
Lord. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, has returned to KBLA with yet another riveting topic. And it's a topic that makes you go, Now, in the clip we just played, the young lady brought up a man from the 50s. And this man's name is Solomon Ash. He did conformity experiments. And what he found was if he populated a room with a few actors and a couple of real people, that the majority of people will choose an answer even though they know it's wrong, so as not to stand out from the crowd. Right? It's called the Ash, A-S-C-H, Ash Conformity Experiments. All right. Now, it was conducted by Solomon Asch in the 1950s, where a series of psychological studies that examined how people conform to or defy a major group. The experiments used a line judgment task to assess how social pressure from a majority group can affect a person's judgment. Well, how does that apply to intimate relationships? Quite simply, typically the majority group is the family you come from. And the pressures of not being judged or ridiculed by them. Many times we conform to our partner for a myriad of reasons, right? It could be your attachment style is maladaptive, right? It could be a number of things that would cause you to conform. It would be trying to make your parents proud or happy. So when we take these things into adult relationships, right, these concepts and these ideas, and this is what's happening, what you find is not only do you have people who struggle with being themselves, with being like centered in the truth of who they are, right? As Carl Jung would explain, humans will do anything, no matter how absurd it may seem, in order to not look at themselves, right? But this takes it a step further. I'm going to conform out of the fear of rejection, out of the fear of loss, out of the fear of ridicule. Right? This is a heavy topic. Tonight's topic, relationship conformity, a deeper look at how checking all the boxes may be keeping you single. We got questions. Why do people conform? Right? What is the payoff for conforming? 1-800-920-1580. What is the strongest level of conformity? Does love require complete conformity? 1-800-920-1580. Regarding intimate relationships, what is the difference between conformity and submission? Ooh, that's a heavy one right there. What are the three types of conformity? What is the deepest form of conformity? What is inappropriate conformity? What connections can be drawn between conformity and the avoidance of inner work? How might conforming to society's ideas surrounding dating keeping one from experiencing a better relationship? 1-800-920-1580. It goes even deeper. How do parental attachment wounds influence one's tendency to conform within intimate relationships? And don't front. I don't want people fronting tonight. I was off yesterday, I'm back today. Don't front. Have you ever conformed out of fear in an attempt to try to keep someone? Have you ever thought one thing but behaved another way because you felt like behaving in the way that you're behaving, it's a business decision? It's going to lead to the particular outcome you're in pursuit of? I really want to know, how many of you are the real you in front of the mirror image of you, i.e. your significant other? How many of you are comfortable in your relationship as yourself? Not mastering the behaviors and the phraseology and the gestures that will make your partner happy. How many of you are the real you in front of them? Or are you practicing conformity? What is the difference between capitulation and conforming? I'm trying to understand tonight. In what ways might conformity in relationship act as a defense mechanism against deeper emotional vulnerabilities? That's interesting. Are you your true self in your relationships? Well, start with yourself. Start with your relationship, the relationship with you. Are you the true you to you, with you, embraced by you, for you, and by you? Are you the true you to yourself? And this will partly answer why this conformity piece is so real. Right? I mean, a lot of people are playing the role. And it's easy to play the role. You know, it's easy to put on a show. The real you is not a performance. Conformity is. The real you is not a performance. But let's go deeper. Why? In our modern society, there is a pervasive pressure to conform to certain standards and expectations, particularly when it comes to intimate relationships. From societal norms to familial expectations, individuals are often encouraged to check all the boxes in order to find love and companionship. But what if this conformity is actually hindering our ability to form deep and meaningful connections with others? Now, understand, conformity, this is what they like, let me do that. Conformity locks you into a human doing. It pulls you further away from a human being. You can't be at ease or at rest in the knowledge of who you are if you're constantly trying to fit your persona into the expectations of what others may want from you. Let's just be honest. All of us have done it. Are you brave enough to talk about it tonight? Are you transparent and honest enough to talk about it? People will come to me and say, Zoe, you know, I hear you with all this wisdom and all this knowledge, and they wonder why I recoil when they say that. And the reason why I recoil is because I don't feel like I know anything. And I say that in all sincerity. I don't feel like I've learned anything. I don't feel like I've expanded in many years. I can't get to a point where I go, you know enough. And so what else comes along with that is Zoe's not going to make any mistakes. Zoe got it figured out. Have you heard his show? Did you read his book? Right? Well, he's got a lot of amazing books. Have you been to one of his relationship roundtables? Have you signed up to one of his master class? It's amazing. So what happens is people create an image based off of based off of what I have done. And because I have done a few things, people figure that, my life or, my understanding of things is beyond reproach. And that is simply not true. I have my own setbacks. I have my own flaws. I have my own issues. And what keeps me waking up and taking a shower and, shaving my face and, and getting out into the world and doing shows like this is because I'm excited to learn how I can get better. And that's why this relationship conformity show is so big. So many of us are so fearful of loneliness, so fearful of being by ourselves, so fearful of being judged or being rejected or not being accepted. So many of us are so fearful that we will literally turn into a relationship chameleon. And we will keep this act up until we get what we want or until we're tired of getting what we want from a particular person, and then we want to change the scenery. But all of that stuff is surface. I really want to know your thoughts tonight. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. You guys have to remember this when I tell you. This is a dialogue. This is not a monologue. This show works because you make it work. This show is powerful because you show up. You're transparent. You want to talk about it. And I think it's important that we get to these discussions because oftentimes we're ill-equipped to handle them when we're in an adult relationship. Tonight's topic, relationship conformity. Have you ever had a partner tell you, you just want a yes man. You want somebody to just agree with you. You don't like being wrong. You just want somebody to agree. That's the worst thing you can have in a relationship is somebody just capitulating and conforming to everything you want. Because what that's really telling me is check their intentions for why they are here. Because many people please in order to get a payoff. Many people capitulate and conform to their partners in order to get something. Didn't I tell you guys this before? The way relationships are set up in America today, it's about what we're getting. And if a person is not able to give you what they are in search of, listen, we live in an individualistic society. You hear the clinicians saying it all day in America. The new buzzword is narcissist. We live in an individualistic culture. No wonder Dr. Ramani is now saying 1 out of every 6 people you meet is a narcissist. So I'm asking you, are you conforming for safety? Are you conforming for security? Right? Do you have a way of being with your partner to ensure that they won't leave you? And does that strategy include conformity? When we come forward, the voice of reason, going back to the phone lines, let's get it.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580 is now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's so many more years of loving and serving our community. For KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I know it's gonna happen. Where are you?
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA Can believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA delegation, listen up! Not feeling yourself lately? Has your weight loss dreams, have they turned into a weight gain nightmare? Have you been chasing those 20 pounds for the last 20 years? Then it's time for D-Herbs. D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse is a natural cleansing regimen that can help you lose 20 pounds in 20 days. The Full Body Cleanse will also boost your immune system and improve your digestion, with summer just right around the corner. Stop chasing the 20-pound weight loss and propel yourself into a healthier lifestyle. To reboot your system and lose those 20 pounds, just go to dherbs.com and order your full body cleanse or call 866-434-3727. Mention KBLA 1580 and get 10% off your order. dherbs.com. Experience healing.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me.
Now that I escape, sleep, walk away. Those who can relate know the world ain't cake. Jail bars ain't golden gates. Those who fake, they break. When they meet their 400-pound mate, if I could rule the world, everyone would have a gun, and together, of course, we get me up and on their horse. Kick around drinking moonshine. I pour a sip on the concrete, but it is least, but no, don't we? Why clubs in the state of sleep, thinking about the robbery that I did last week. Money in the bag, bank will look like a drag. I wanna play with pelicans from here to Baghdad. Gun blast, think fast, I think I'm hit. My girl pinched my hips to see if I still exist. I think not, I'll send a letter to my friends. I'm born again, the hooligan, only to be king again.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is compromise versus sacrifice. I'm not a big fan of compromise, especially in the context of romantic relationships. When I think about compromise, I think two people not getting what they want. While this might not be how it's supposed to work, it's often how it does work in practice. In a lot of relationships, compromise is a way of keeping score about unhappiness. It kind of goes like this. Well, I don't really want to spend next Saturday with your parents, but you really want me to be there. So I'll agree to be unhappy for your sake in this case, and that earns me the right to expect that you'll agree to be unhappy for my sake at some future date, when I want you to do something that you don't. And in this way, the couple moves forward into the future, and both participants increasingly spend their time doing things that half the couple doesn't want to do. And I'm not entirely sure how such an arrangement ultimately serves the individuals in that relationship. So I'm not a big fan of compromise for this reason. On the other hand, I am a big fan of sacrifice. The difference between compromise and sacrifice is that in a compromise, you expect something from your partner in return for your compliance, namely future reciprocated compliance. However, in a sacrifice, you voluntarily choose to alter your behavior for your own sake, usually with the hope that you will receive more benefit for yourself as a result of the alteration. Let me illustrate this with an example.
Pause. Andy, I see you pushing back, but just we're going to go back to, and let me just say this. When you do something for the benefit of yourself, right? Oftentimes, we'll say things like, oh, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the relationship you have with yourself, right? So if you're doing as Dr. Orion Taraban is suggesting, you're not making the change for your partner. You're making the change for yourself because ultimately you'll be better for them after you get better, right? That's all he's simply saying. Oftentimes, people are compromising, but you really can take that word compromise out and put in conformity, right? Do you see? Listen, you want your relationship better with your partner? Heal yourself. Get into you. Figure out how you're holding yourself back. Many of us are holding ourselves back because guess what, Andy? We really don't like ourselves. We like the image we construct. That's why we put so much attention and focus on the image. What's the number one rule in the 48 Laws of Power? Guard your image, your reputation. Because once it's ruined, you can never get it back. Ooh, go ahead, finish that clip.
Let me illustrate this with an example. So imagine that one day your partner comes to you and says, I've noticed that you've been playing a lot of video games. You play until 2 a.m., you play 20, 30 hours a week, and I'm not sure this is really good for you. A compromise might be something like, okay, if I promise not to play during the week, will you agree to get off my case? Or if I'm not playing video games, then you have to stop going out with your friends. As you can see, the heart of compromise is negotiation, and one partner generally sells compliance for some future benefit from the other.
He's not lying.
On the other hand, if you were to take some time to examine what your partner said, because that person may in fact have a point, and you independently conclude that playing video games like that isn't really good for you, that, for example, it's interfering with some of the other things you want to do, then you can choose to voluntarily change your behavior for your own sake. In this case, you would sacrifice playing video games in the hope that doing so will accrue benefit to yourself in the form of, say, increased opportunity to pursue other interests. Sacrifice is saying, I choose to give this up because I hope to benefit. Contrast this with compromise, which says, I agree to be unhappy because I hope to secure compliance from you. Consequently, in sacrifice, you don't expect reciprocity from your partner. On some level, your partner isn't even involved in this decision. It's a decision between you and yourself. It's a selfish decision. And the fact is that by making
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The city of Natchez, Mississippi has been awarded $24.57 million federal infrastructure grant to help transform a historic part of the city known as Forks to Freedom Corridor. The Rebuilding America Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equality grant was awarded by the U.S. Department of Transportation. Authorities are continuing their search for a missing St. Cloud teen. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says 15-year-old Ezariah Hall was last seen 3 months ago after she left her home from Brooklyn Center. She is described as 5'2", 115-pound African-American girl. Hall was last seen wearing light blue ripped jeans, a black hoodie, and white and black Jordan shoes. Security is stepping up ahead of Thursday's presidential debate in Atlanta, Georgia. The president of the Atlanta Police Foundation told the AJC it's already bigger for security purposes because it involves both a president and a former president. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Don't miss the cool summer pass at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. $85 for adults, $45 for kids 3 through 10, with unlimited admission from May 1st through August 31st. Plus, 10% off select dining and free parking. Beat the heat with the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Details at pstramway.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California. Home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for Black audio content. including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Avitarus, for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for Black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the Black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising at KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got your Black.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying Black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Dia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Dia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Dia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.diachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Drumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life. killing me softly with his song.
This is why Clef Risewell, little baby sitting up here on the stage. While I'm on this road, I got my girl L. One time. Hey yo L, you know you got the lyrics.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. And so I came to see him and listen for a while.
We accept very easily the path that is the most satisfying, the most convenient, the most pleasant. It's very easy to move into that groove. And authority dictates, lays down religiously and psychologically a system, a method by which or through which you will find security. This is well known, and so we're going to go into all this question whether there is any kind of authority, psychological apart from technological medicine and so on, if there is any kind of psychological authority whatsoever. Because if we see that there isn't any security, any authority, including speakers, then we're going to find out that it's possible to live without any guidance, right? Without any control, without any effort. This is asking a tremendous lot, right? Because we are educated, conditioned to accept authority.
I'm sorry, I gotta jump in now. We are educated / conditioned to accept authority. Well, how does that apply to intimate relationships? Where there's a power dynamic there. Huh? This why so many men think all I got to do is get the money. If I get the money, I'm going to gain control in that relationship. The woman is going to conform. That's why 50 said that. Go get the money. The women come with it. That's why he rapped that in a verse. And unfortunately, that is more true than false in this society. Capitalistic society, materialistic society. Do you understand what I'm saying? You knew I was going to play Krishnamurti. You knew it. And this is what he says. He says, we are all conformists. We conform very easily. Those who are in revolt against society are conformists. They reject one form of conformity and accept another. They reject authority outside and accept inward authority. Where there is authority, there must be conformity. And therefore, there is no freedom. What does he mean by they reject authority on the outside and accept inward authority? When you're not healed, you accept the authority of the wounds that's pulling your strings. And most of us aren't healed. Okay? Most people you meet Exactly. Oh, I love it, Truemonger. Truemonger called it he said is a womb massa. Your wound is your massa, a wound massa. And for many people, that's what it is. And this is why conformity is such a big thing. It's a little different than the point Andy was making during the break, which is compromise. Well, again, healthy relationships have a healthy version of compromise. Hey, I did what I wanted to do last weekend. So this weekend, you get to do what you want to do, right? And we alternate. You know what? Last night I washed the dishes. This morning, you get the dishes. That kind of thing, right? We share. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've always said compromise is only a problem up until the point you begin to compromise yourself. The truth of who you are, what you are. When you start, that's conformity. Do you see? That's conformity. And I'm interested, because we got people from all over the country now. They're all on the phones. I'm interested to know, have you found yourself conforming because maybe you're not in the same position as your partner is? Have you found yourself tolerating certain things because you don't want to mess things up, because you ultimately won't get the desired outcome you're actually in the relationship for? I'm interested to know. Because when I come back and say, relationship is a mirror. The biofeedback you get from your partner is your personal curriculum. And you're a co-creator of the mess you claim you don't want. When I say that, this is a perfect example of it. Conforming is a loss of self. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Let's go!
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take Auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $2,860 for every $1,000 you finance. Exempt down payment 15.8% plus finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take your retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number and put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And until I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol. To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Yeah.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 5080.
We used to be number 10, now we permanent one in the battle of my finger. Like to get my arm pips and I go into angel. Blood becomes with one seller. Who might be easy now, squeeze this summer. That's why flesh see that flesh gets gone. You so bad, make you feel like you ain't wanting to be born, John. Tell your friends say that hell like my lord. Chicken George, you can get yours with the chicken from my phone. And that's the dead chicken. If you're my fiance, then I'm bringing on hate to Sicilian. Nobody shooting. My body's made a hand grenade. Girl blessed to death while you were circus in the razor blade. That sounds sick, maybe one day I'll write the horror. Black killer comes together. Jack and Joshua. Stevie Wonder, C-Track, baby. Speak late enemies with their own families. I'ma get them come, you know what we soon done. Gun by my side just in case I gotta run. A boy on the side of Babylon trying to front like you down with Mount Zion.
People conform and change their behaviors in order to fit in and go along with whatever their friends or whoever they think their friends are at the time, because any deviations from what is accepted at large causes shame most of the time, and most deviations from the social norms are treated with a negative response like guilt and shame. So most times you'll never ever see a person's true side, even if you've known them for a very long time, because they're afraid of being judged and shamed for who they really are when no one's watching them. The nail that sticks out gets hammered down, so we are judged while we were at our most genuine selves, and not everyone is accepting of other people. So a lot of the time, some people are forced to hide who they are, and they have to hide who they are as an act of self-defense. That's why most times you'll never really know who someone is. Even if you've known them for a long time, they'll only show you what they want you to know. Is he lying? I mean, okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. All right, we'll interject E prime, English prime. That is English without is or to be. So we'll inject some but not all. We'll interject some but all. But for the most part, for most people, that dude on that clip is spot on. Andy?
It's like being a black Trumper.
Hey, this how I love my job, because when I'm doing this show, if Andy don't respond, it ain't a good time. Andy be back there grabbing his headphones, pulling the mic over. I say, okay, we got it right here. And we got callers on the line. I want to get everybody's perspective and opinion. Let's get Dana from Pasadena. Dana, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts. You talked about people being unhealed. And I was thinking about that as you were doing the commercials and all of that. And I believe that we do conform and compromise in our relationships in ways that you have to. But I think, as for black people, I'll use us, because I've only been in a relationship with black men. Black men don't know how to lead, and women don't know how to follow. So when you're dealing with that component, and you're talking about unhealed people, then you get a myriad of responses. And I agree with the person that was speaking before, and he was saying that people show you what, they want you to see. And women are better at it than men are.
Ooh. What? Andy? I see you done triggered Andy. Andy, put your headphones on, Andy. Andy is triggered.
He's just triggered. He's just triggered because men are simple. You guys have a couple of plays, but women are a little bit more complex. And if we used our intuition, we wouldn't end up in situations where we are unhappy or he did this to me without holding ourselves accountable and saying, this is what I participated in.
Andy, your thoughts? Stay right there.
I don't have no pushback on what she's saying. I agree 100% with what you're saying, Dana. That's why, in my dating series or whatnot, that's why I was never gassed up on the first date, period. I was never even gassed up at dinner. You know what I mean? For me, the realness was when we were hanging out, running errands. So I agree with you, Dana.
Wow.
Well, the realness for me is adversity. You don't know who you're dealing with until you're in an adverse situation. So if you really want to get to know a person other than just listening to them, put them in a situation, travel with them. Put them in a situation where you will get to see the real person because they'll be out of their comfort zone.
Andy?
Ladies, just don't play games with the dudes. Don't put dudes in a situation off the rip because just don't do that.
Andy upset.
Andy's triggered. I have to say, Andy, that life is a game, and you just have to know how to play it and play your hand well.
But don't put me in a situation on the first, second date, though. Don't do that.
Well, what type of situation is that? Is that we're going Dutch, or I want to go to Vegas for dinner? I mean, what type of situation are you putting yourself in because you're participating in this?
Andy, I don't even know how to answer that question. I mean, I understand going out, but just don't put me in a crazy adverse situation. Don't get your big brother, you know what I'm saying, who's from OG Crip blood set, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put me in no situation like that and then hey B, and then you put me in a situation where I feel like I gotta be Superman now. Like, don't do that.
Well, there has to be something about that woman's makeup that says she has a brother that's an OG Crip. Because how you do one thing is how you do all things. You will see some semblance of her behavior in that way, and, as women, we're actresses, but, we can only act as well as that play is written. So there's something about her that shows you that might be somebody you might not want to deal with. And if a man puts himself in that position and he's that thirsty to be with that type of woman, then he's already made that choice and he has to deal with those consequences.
Andy, but if I don't know you have a brother, how can I move forward? You know what I'm saying? It's the first date. You want to go ahead and test me. You know what I mean? So you got your big bro over there chilling somewhere, but I don't know this prior. Now, if I knew this prior, then I'm with you.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying because I don't do the big brother OG Crip thing, but if I go out on a date, for the first time with someone, yes, I want to take a picture of your driver's license and send it to one of my friends. Or I do want to take a picture of your license plate and send it to my friend. And depending on who you are, but I'm more of a mature woman, I won't have my friend sitting 2 seats away from us, watching us.
Right. We're not on a triple date. It's just us.
Because I'm more of a mature woman, and I won't do that. But you have to ask these questions up front. And if that person, that woman that you're dating or going on a first date with, is that insecure, then maybe she shouldn't be going out with you.
Boom.
Hey, Dana, guess what you just did?
I have brought Pasadena in the building.
Pasadena is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is get on the phone. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I got somebody else that needs to get in here, too. Dr. Naka, Houston, Texas. Get in here.
I was about to the OG Crips got in there.
They not like us. No.
Oh man, what's up, brother Low?
I'm good.
How you doing, bro?
I'm hanging in.
Listen, man, I'm with compromising for my woman. Matter of fact, let me go deeper a little bit, Zoe. Right now, I think that's one of the problems with the black brothers and sisters community, because I see everybody holding their ground so much, but who gonna understand me more than my sister, my black woman, as me being a black man? And Dana, I'm not perfect as a man, so I'm willing to compromise for your mistakes, and I hope you can compromise for my mistakes. I'm willing to compromise. I show leniency for a black woman.
That sounds like,
you know what I mean?
But that sounds like what we've been talking about all of 2024 in various topics, where we're talking about making space for humanity, right?
That's right.
The human aspect of your partner, that's where the compromise comes in. But I think where we're getting a little pulled off, because we wanted to distinguish the differences between compromising and conforming. And I think
conforming sounds so ugly, though, man.
Conforming is a little bit more insidious. What are your thoughts?
I think it sounds like you put into a corner when you conform. Ooh. It sounds like you hide into but it's a harsh word. It's really, conform. It sounds like you being beat down.
Come on,
into submission.
Keep telling me about it, man. I want to hear. Come on.
That's conforming. I don't want my partner to conform. I want to hold you up.
Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt yourself conforming out of fear, out of rejection?
Yeah, as a man,
talk to me.
Conform. Because sometimes you don't want to hear that stuff. And so you conform just to not hear this madness from a woman.
Wow.
And that's conforming. But in the end, it ain't too good.
Stay
so
with
the
me.
Dr.
Knocker, don't leave. Stay with me.
Here.
When we come forward, we going back to Houston, Texas. Let's get it.
Spatulas on flat spoons, take those shorts like poo-poo. Gucci, pop Gucci's for Gucci's, and Gucci find me in my Mitsubishi. Eating sushi, bumping Fuji. Hey, try to take it to it, we don't play. Stay safe. Like Paul McCartney, I'm hardly on. Dig it up, I can see right through your blood. Niggas up in they up when they can't handle us. But just before the fire.